Coming up on News 2, disruptions in the operations of the criminal justice complex on Monday. One day after was a hearing held for a dozen officers who say they just wanted their concerns to be addressed. Plus, we take a closer look, a breakdown of how we've spent HAVA funds, according to reports sent by our Supervisor of Elections to the E.A.C. Plus, many organizations lend a hand just in time for Thanksgiving. Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Top in this newscast, multiple hearings took place on Tuesday for several Bureau of Corrections officers for performing a job action on Monday. But according to the officers, it wasn't a job action, and only in an attempt to speak to management about their concerns. What happens next? News 2's Wesleyan has that story.
A lot of criminal activity going on in this one bureau. We got a fox watching the hen house from the top to the bottom. Period. Who ain't a drug dealer? You know what I'm saying? Assisting drug dealers and selling stuff inside the institution.
It was one of several concerns that these correction officers said they wanted to discuss with Corrections Director Julius Wilson on Monday, but they never got that chance.
When he came in, he looked, he said, it looked like y'all have a job action, vacate the premises. He just told us to vacate the premises. He did not give us a chance to express our concerns, which is dealing with the safety in the jail.
According to the Bureau of Corrections, it could be considered a job action because the correction officers left their posts.
It could be considered that because, like I said, they are Class 3 employees. And for the mere fact that some refused to take their post and some left their post, it could be considered a job slaughter or a job action.
According to the Bureau of Corrections, 5 meetings took place on Tuesday and 8 are scheduled for Wednesday. For now, there's no decision on if disciplinary action will take place.
It depends on the information that we receive during the initial meetings. We can end the meetings and come to a conclusion right there at that first step. It doesn't have to proceed all the way up to suspension or dismissal. It can be settled at the first step.
Allison Bourne-Vanek, News 2.
According to the Bureau of Corrections, reprimands or official charges could take place, but that has not happened, and the hearings are the first step to make that determination. While an upcoming election joint audit will focus on how the territory has spent Help America Vote Act federal funding, the Election Assistance Commission, or E.A.C, is responsible for distributing, monitoring, and providing technical help to states on the use of that funding. But they also report on how those funds are spent. So how did the territory spend our HAVA dollars? News 2's Erica Bivens has details.
The Election Assistance Commission, or E.A.C, distributes Help America Vote Act funds to election systems nationwide in order to bring everyone into HAVA compliance.
We have issued and distributed money for different reasons, so different pots of money, if you will.
According to Monica Evans, Grants Management Director for the E.A.C, the territory has received HAVA grants totaling $3.3 million. $1 million came from Section 101 funds in 2003, $830,000 and $1.5 million came from Section 251 funds in 2004 and 2005, respectively. However, Evans says the territory is eligible to receive another $285,000 from appropriations in 2008, 9, and 10, consistent with the election supervisor's July 2011 report. But another $1,300 was also made available in 2011. So where are those funds? Evans says the E.A.C is withholding our federal funds from 2008 to 2011 because we're still not ADA compliant. Calls to Supervisor of Elections John Abramson were not returned by News Time. However, Abramson was required to submit annual financial status reports to explain how we spent those funds. Only reports for 3 years are posted on the E.A.C's website. According to those, in 2004, $74,000 was spent on new electronic voting machines for additional poll sites, along with new parts for existing machines. Also, according to Abramson, $74,000 was spent in 2005 on voter education, whereas only $9,000 was spent on voter education in 2006. The upcoming joint audit will analyze these expenditures of HAVA funds from 2003 to present. For News 2, I'm Erica Bivens.
News2 has requested the remaining financial status reports from the E.A.C. that are not listed on their website. Evans says Abramson is not delinquent on those annual reports. It's because they lost their webmaster. A male minor was arrested and charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm. Special response team officers in the St. Thomas district were conducting proactive patrol around midnight on November 19th in the hospital ground area when they say they noticed a group of males loitering in a known drug hotspot. As the officers approached, the group of males started to walk off. Police called for the group to stop and they complied. Officers conducted pat-downs and discovered a .25 caliber silver and chrome handgun in the pants pocket of a 16-year-old minor. The minor was placed under arrest. Proactive patrols continued in several other areas on St. Thomas. Officers confiscated 49 dime bags of marijuana, 1 large vial of crack cocaine, and another large rock of crack cocaine in the Current Terrace. In a state content, officers seized 9 small bags of crack cocaine. Officers seized 5 dime bags and 1 large bag containing marijuana in estate Anna's Retreat. Chief Darren Foy said no arrests were made in connection with these confiscations because no suspect was found with drug in their possession. Foy said dealers usually hide the drugs in the area and retrieve it when they have a customer. With Thanksgiving less than 2 days away, residents are hustling to make sure that everything will be just right. And if you're among that group of last-minute shoppers, take heart. The Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs has made your job just a little bit simpler, scouting ahead for the best prices. News2's Erica Parsons has more.
I know there'll be a lot of things on your Thanksgiving table this year, from your turkey and stuffing to baked macaroni and maybe pumpkin fritters and definitely pie. But whether you choose to do something traditional or something new, you'll want to get the best prices, especially in this economy. Last week, Licensing and Consumer Affairs researchers surveyed 12 grocery stores across the territory, comparing more than 30 of the same items at each store.
The goal of the Market Basket Survey is to have the public, our consumers, again, know which stores are offering the lowest prices on various grocery items. We know how tough these economic times are, so the holiday basket is just another tool that the department issues to assist our consumers.
Plaza Extra West had the lowest basket price overall on St. Croix, according to DLCA's survey that compared both Plaza locations, both Pueblo stores, and Stop & Shop supermarket. That cost was $85.18. Stop & Shop came in second with a basket price of $87.30. 4 stores were shopped on St. Thomas, Plaza Extra, Food Center, and 2 Pueblo locations. 38 items including sweet potatoes, cabbage, fresh pumpkin, parsley, green banana, turkey, smoked ham, sparkling cider, and more made up that basket. The lowest priced basket on St. Thomas was found at Plaza Extra at a cost of $135.82. Pueblo's sub-base location came in second. 3 stores were surveyed on St. John, Dolphin Market, Starfish Market, and Pine Piece Mini Mart, and 30 similar items were compared at each of those stores. The lowest priced basket was found at Pine Piece Mini Mart at a cost of $86.50. Dolphin Market came in second. Erica Parsons, News 2.
And a complete listing of the individual items broken down from the Holiday Food Basket Survey will be available on Licensing and Consumers website, and that's www.dlca.vi.gov. SNAP participants can use their cards again. A technical glitch with J.P. Morgan last Friday temporarily suspended the electronic benefits transfer card for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. VI Department of Human Services officials told News2 Tuesday that the SNAP cards came back online later that day, so all benefits are currently being issued. Although the problem was outside the department's control, they extended sincere apologies to residents for any inconvenience. Well, turning our attention to national news, international pressure is mounting to find a diplomatic solution to the latest Israeli-Palestinian conflict. More than 90 Palestinians and at least 3 Israelis have been killed since the violence erupted on Wednesday. Danielle Nottingham has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Jerusalem residents took cover when the air raid sirens sounded. Israeli officials say a Hamas rocket missed the city, landing harmlessly in the outskirts. The holy city had previously been considered beyond the range of Hamas rockets. In southern Israel, a rocket fired from Gaza killed an 18-year-old soldier. It was the Israeli military's first fatality since the conflict erupted last week. In Gaza, an Israeli strike heavily damaged the Islamic National Bank. Israeli authorities say the bank was set up to avoid international sanctions on Hamas, the militant group that rules the Palestinian territory. Israel is also targeting Hamas leaders, but dozens of civilians have been caught in the deadly crossfire. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is now on her way to the region in search of peace. She will meet first with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and then the Palestinian president, but not with Hamas leaders. The U.S. considers Hamas a terrorist organization and will rely on Egypt and other nations to use their influence with Hamas.
Our bottom line is that peaceful outcome has to include an end to rocket fire that threatens Israel.
Egypt has been working to broker a truce. Its president says Israel's aggression against Gaza will end today. Danielle Nottingham, News 2.
And keeping our eye on the economy, escalating violence in the Middle East is sending oil prices higher. Traders are worried a possible ground war in Gaza could disrupt oil production in that part of the world. This is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. The Dow down 7, NASDAQ 0.61, S&P 0.92. Coming up on News 2, in the spirit of giving, many charitable organizations are demonstrating just what that means. Highlights of some Thanksgiving presentations. Governor John B. Young Jr. has proclaimed November as Virgin Islands Recycles Month, a month dedicated to encouraging Virgin Islands residents to protect and preserve the environment. This month, the VI Waste Management Authority will be continuing its public awareness program to promote recycling, buying recycled products, and reusing waste material. Waste Management hopes to reduce the amount of reusable materials that end up in the landfills and waters through its many programs, such as the Bag It Up and the Preserving Paradise campaign. Residents are encouraged to join recycling and anti-litter efforts to bring about a cleaner and healthier environment. Well, about 40 expectant mothers and fathers were invited to a baby shower at the Family Connection Center in Tutu Park Mall. With the First Lady, the Family Connection, and the Early Childhood Advisory Committee, over 500 Virgin Islanders signed up for the Text for Baby program. So the territory won a national award for having the most participation per capita. The National Text for Baby service provides maternal and child health tips and reminders for new and expecting parents. Text message topics include birth defects, immunization, nutrition, and much more. St. Croix's baby shower will be held on Sunday, December 2nd at Government House Ballroom from 3 to 5 p.m. Scotiabank held their 4th annual Share the Joy of Thanksgiving food drive, and on Tuesday at PriceMart, the donations were on display. This year's drive on St. Thomas collected about 12 shopping carts worth of groceries, which is 2 carts more than previous year. Scotiabank also brought 25 turkeys, which will be distributed to local charities. Representatives from Clear Blue Sky Clubhouse and the Salvation Army were there for the event and was pleased with the donation.
It's been wonderful. We've been truly blessed by the community. With just the generosity of them has really been able to help us meet the needs.
The goodwill of the people of Scotiabank and the PriceMart and all of the shoppers who are giving so willingly, really, it warms our heart. It makes us feel very special.
The spirit of giving seems to be contagious as the St. Croix Federation of Teachers held a food drive this Saturday, collecting over 6 truckloads of food items and $300 from the community to donate to the Catholic Charities Holiday Outreach Program.
We actually organized a food drive that was held on Saturday at Plaza Extra East, Plaza Extra West, and also Cost-U-Less Christiansted. The response was overwhelming. I'm still in awe. As you see here, we have 6 truckloads of food that was graciously generated actually donated by the community here.
It's so much needed. You wouldn't know what a blessing it is to get this food so we could have a lot of food to feed the people.
A hard economic time, this couldn't be in a better timing.
The St. Croix Federation of Teachers would like to extend a happy Thanksgiving to our community.
Happy Thanksgiving!
And the Faith Wesleyan Holiness Church officially opened its new food bank on Tuesday. From the time the doors were opened to about noon, the church had already served food to 31 people on St. Thomas. The church used the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday as a means of jump-starting the food bank and hopes to hold monthly drives for the community.
So we decided today we will open up this little food bank here to solve for the community who needs help. Because sometimes it's hard to get around. Some people it's hard to get around, but since we're in this area, we try to open up this area so that people know that the church is here to help.
Meanwhile, various organizations will be hosting a number of Thanksgiving events. The Family Resource Center is holding a food drive at Cost You Less this Saturday from 9 to 5 p.m. This is a rescheduled date. Catholic Charities will be serving Thanksgiving lunch on all 3 islands. Today it was on St. John, now Thursday, November 22nd on St. Croix, and ending on Saturday, November 24th on St. Thomas. The Salvation Army and My Brother's Table on St. Croix will also be serving Thanksgiving lunch on Thursday. And on St. Thomas, the sisters, along with the Francine Penn Scipio family, will all be serving up their usual traditional Thanksgiving Day meal. You can still head over to Waiko's Thanksgiving musical celebration with the Virgin Islands' finest musicians. The Wesleyan Company Limited is hosting the event. It all ends at 9 p.m. tonight at the Havenside Mall in the West Indian Company dock, so the stores are open just a little later than usual. United Jazz International, Concessions International, and the USVI Department of Tourism are co-sponsors of this month's free community concert. Feature performances by perennial favorites Dion Parsons on drums, Ron Blake on saxophone, Lorna Freeman on vocals, Roan Creaky on piano, and Ruben Rogers on bass. And a quick note to our viewers, be sure to tune in to News 2 on Thursday, November 22nd at 7 p.m. and 12 a.m. for our Thanksgiving special. Now on Friday, News 2 will be preempted by a CBS TV2 special, the Paradise Jam Women's Preview Show. The tournament will be held from November 22nd to the 24th at UBI Sports and Fitness Center. Well, it's time to jump up in Christiansted Town this Friday as live music, food, drinks, and entertainment will fill the streets for the holiday jump up celebration. Many stores and restaurants will remain open until 10 p.m., offering holiday discounts and deals. New to this year's jump up is the second day of festivities, which starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday with yoga classes, Zumba classes, snorkel and diving classes, and numerous performances and workshops. Ending the evening with a free movie at 7 p.m. on the Fort Lawn. The community is invited to come out and enjoy the festivities this Friday and Saturday on the Big Island. Now, the streets of Christiansted will not only be full of action this Friday at the holiday jump up, but they will also be well lit as the Gentlemen of Jones has started putting up their traditional holiday fixtures on the town's lampposts. So far, about 80% of the lights are up. The group says they will start lighting the fixtures on the night jump up and will complete the lighting by the night of the traditional boat parade on December 8th as a visual reminder that the holiday season has begun. Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.